Hey, I'm Alvalyn Lundgren, and I'm coming to you from my studio in SoCal. What I wanted to share with you about today is a thought about making mistakes as an artist. I'm getting a lot of questions on my blog and on my email list from people who are really concerned and very bothered that they're making mistakes in their drawing and painting. And they want to know how to not do that. The thing is that mistakes are a normal and necessary aspect of developing any piece of art. You're going to make more mistakes in the beginning of your art journey when you are less skilled than you will later on. Think of it like if you're learning to ride a bicycle, or you're learning to skateboard, or you're learning to walk. Anything new, you're not going to be immediately skilled at, you're not going to be immediately adept at. And it's okay because it's a learning process. And you have to figure out how to do things correctly. And in that figuring out process, what happens is that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have things that don't work out and that won't be successful. So what I wanted to do today was go through some old sketchbooks, and some of these sketchbooks are not, maybe about a year old, and others are a lot older. And I just wanted to kind of go through a few page flips and show you things where I've made mistakes. When you make a mistake in something, don't worry about it. Don't let it get into your head and hold you back. Because it will hold you back. You'll start obsessing about that, and then you'll be afraid the next time you pick up the pencil or the next time you pull out your paints. You will be afraid of making more mistakes, and that's going to hold you back. That's going to keep you from building skill. It'll keep you from moving forward. The mindset is mistakes are normal, ordinary, common, necessary. Mistakes mean that you're human. Mistakes mean that you're learning. In the process that's known as rapid prototyping, the idea is to fail forward. So rapid prototyping is part of a design process in which you test and try things as quickly as possible to figure out as quickly as possible what's not going to work, and then you are more quickly going to figure out what does work. So consider when you're sketching, consider when you're painting, it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes teach you what not to do. If you don't make them, you won't learn what not to do. So let me show you a few of my sketchbooks. I'll do a walkthrough with a few pages in each, and I think you'll see what I mean. So this was a portrait that I did from a photo. Individually, I think the hand is okay. There's some structural issues that I didn't get going in the hand properly, so it's hard to differentiate the top plane of the hand from the side plane that's facing us. But the gesture and the relaxed quality of it is okay. Moving into the wrist, it's a little thick, but it is a comfortable angle in terms of how this spirals around. And generally the relationship, the scale relationship of the hand to the face works really well. Structurally, though, I gave the person shoulders that are really broad and an arm that's really long. The anatomy, the physicality here doesn't work. This is way too long on the elbow, and there is no structure here within the arm. If this were cropped smaller, you're kind of in there, it would work a lot better, but it is basically, there's some things that are not working with it because the scale, the proportion of the parts don't relate to the whole thing really well. Okay, this is in the Moleskine. I use the unlined, just the regular kind of journal rather than the thicker sketchbook paper. I like the thinner paper better, and you can get more. Since there's more pages, there's more that you can put into a sketchbook. This is kind of an impression from a TV show I was watching. A couple of things with it. It looks like somebody, but it does not look like the person that I was drawing necessarily. and they were moving around a lot. But what I see here is mainly in the jaw area, how things are undercut right in here, and then the neck I got really thick. Also, the set of the ears is kind of too high for where the facial features are right in here in this triangular area. The ears should actually be lower on the head. I think vertically it works. So from the top of the head to the eye line is about halfway, kind of right there, and then from the eye line to the base of the chin is about the other 50% of the full length of the head. So that works okay. There's a decent distance here. Here it looks like there's too much. So there's some things in here that aren't working, just in terms of, again, proportion and structure. Here, this is from a totally different situation. This was actually drawn while in a class I was taking, and this is the instructor. Got the set of the head okay, but the relationship and the size, the girth of the shoulders, doesn't work with the size of the head. But it was a quick sketch. The hand is just slightly indicated, and I didn't take it any further than that. Again, kind of focusing on some anatomical surface ideas. Shoulder is really not working with where the neck comes in, and the size of the head here is a little small, so I actually started with the head but then kind of expanded the shoulders out. This area right in here isn't working. The hand's coming forward, but the forearm seems to be behind the upper arm, and it actually needs to come forward of the upper arm. So this little transition right in here isn't working the way I've drawn it. This is a little better. Probably needs a little more back movement this way, so that the back is more that direction and the hips are more that direction. So it needs a little more curve to it. So yeah, making mistakes. It's all okay. Nose, cheeks, mouth area, jaws too large for the set of the eyes, and the eyes are not in line with each other. This is on one axis and this eye is on another axis, so this whole thing is messed up. And again, you're probably thinking, well, I can't even draw that well, and you know, that's fine. How do you get to draw well? You draw. You do the things that you need to do to improve. I tend to draw differently if I have a pen in hand. So the pen work in here is usually going to be a uniball, a roller ball. This is the beginning of a painting, or the initial idea for a painting of Teddy Roosevelt. There's some alignment issues with the set of the head, the vertical center line of the head, the line of the eyes, and the line of the nose. And also, given his proportionality based on the research photos, the head's too wide. Neither of these feet actually made it, so pick up and move on. It's okay. So just kind of go through some more things in my sketchbook. I also take notes in meetings in this kind of sketchbook. This is way out of whack, so we don't even want to talk about that. I've got a dog here. Actually, that's a cow, and I think it was based on a Picasso, so it has issues. I started a dog, and it had issues, so I didn't continue. I don't remember why the bird is there, but he was there. And then I often do little things like this while I'm in meetings or listening to TV and things like that. So I just wanted to conclude with one more thing about making mistakes. Although we need to allow ourselves to make them, we also need to learn from them. We need to understand where we're weak in what we're doing. And that involves some serious self-evaluation and self-critique. When you know you're making a mistake, when you look at something and you're not satisfied with it, you know that there's a next level you need to get yourself to. And that's where continuing to draw, continuing to create, continuing to paint is going to come in. So you keep going. So the mistakes don't hold you back, but they are the impetus. They're the thing that springboards you into becoming more skilled, becoming better at observation, becoming better at coordinating your brain, your eye, your brain, your hand, so that you're creating better work and you keep leveling up. There is always going to be room for you to improve. Nobody, I don't think, actually ever really lands on absolute perfection. We keep striving, we keep moving forward, we keep growing, we keep building. So keep going. But make sure that where you know you're making mistakes, that you work to correct them. If you have structural issues in your drawing and say you're doing things that are looking flat, then you need to understand structure and the ability to create the illusion of volume two-dimensionally. If you're struggling with proportion in three-dimensional design and artwork, then you need to press in on what proportion's all about and proportional systems and how to make those work for you. How you need that knowledge. You need that head knowledge in order to make the connection between the head and the hand. So I just want to encourage you to keep working, stay at it, learn from others, learn to fix your mistakes, learn to improve, learn to level up, and you will continually be improving your work. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and also click on the bell to be notified when new videos are uploaded. To join my Facebook group or my email list, those links are in the description. Just click and they'll take you where you need to go. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. I do respond to all comments. And here's another video you might be interested in. Thanks again for watching.